Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Hopkinton High School Athletics Center. We are underway between the Hillers and Medway JV girls game. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you on the call for this game. We apologize, having a little bit of a technical issue, but we're happy to at least get the video out. It's currently a 2-0 lead for Medway. Make that a 4-0 lead. As laying that one in is Ellie Copeland. And now the Hillers working up court, and it's taken away by Medway. With possession, that is Delaney Condon. Feeds it over to Copeland, up for the shot, no good. And the Hillers have it. Working to the bucket, up and in goes Emma Dacey. A 4-2 game. Tom Nappy on the call. Matt Clark running the tech for this game. And it should be a good battle here today between these two TVL rivals. Hopkinton certainly excited to get Medway on the schedule, as they always have good battles. It'll be Hiller's ball. So far in the game, one foul on the Hillers, none on Medway. We're going to have another foul right here. A 4-2 Medway lead. 5:41 left to go in the first quarter, as that foul is going to be on Jamie Pillard. With possession, Elena Davies. Now it's taken away. And here goes Medway up the floor. No good on the shot by Condon. And now a battle for the ball. And pulling it down, Pillard. And we're going to have a travel. Hiller's ball. And we're going to have a timeout called by the Hillers. A 4-2 Medway lead in this JV matchup. 5:25 left to go in the first quarter. We'll have this JV game for you, and then we'll have the varsity game tipping off at about 6:30. An early timeout called by head coach of the Hillers, Cheney Gaudette. Medway JV head coach is Megan Keohane, excuse me. And we do have some fans in attendance. Obviously, a limited amount of fans allowed at today's game. Each player getting the 2 lanyards they were able to pass out to a family member or perhaps a friend that wanted to check out the game. Off the timeout, Medway up 4-2. 5:25 left to go in this first quarter. And a good day for some Hillers JV and varsity girls basketball. Up for the shot, no good. And believe it or not, we're already coming towards the end of this winter season. So these games, pretty much like playoff games to these teams. A missed shot there by Copeland. Hiller's ball. And here comes the Hillers up the floor. Over to Flanagan. Jones feeds it out. Out of the wing to Flanagan. Got Byer out of bounds. It goes. Medway ball. So far, Ellie Copeland and Zoe Chiopa have buckets for Medway. For the Hillers, Emma Dacey with the lone field goal. And here comes Medway up the floor over to the corner. And out of play it goes, off a defender. Went off of Flanagan. It'll be a Medway inbound. Copeland on the entry to Williamson. Feeds it back to Copeland. Now into the interior. Kick out there by Caveney. And the official signaling it went off of Copeland and out of play. Hillers ball. Davies takes it up for the Hillers. Over to Flanagan, now on the corner. That's Dacey. Back to Flanagan. She'll take it in. Tries to feed it to the elbow and pass a little high, taken away by Williamson. Now it's taken back. Quick drive to the bucket, and drawing the foul is Caroline Kane. So Kane at the line for 2. And the first of 2 is good. Second of 2, no good. Hillers rebound. Up for 3. No good from up top is Davies. Rebound by Dacey. Gets it back to Davies. Now Dacey feeds it out to the wing. Up for the jumper. No good there by Flanagan. And a play it goes. Starting 5 for the Hillers. Emma Dacey at point guard. Bethel Flanagan the shooting guard. And you have Elena Davies in there. Caroline Kane is your power forward, and Shelby Jones your center. We're going to have a foul here. This will be against Medway. They're going to get Meg Tompkins with her first, team third for the Mustangs, and the Hillers will have the entry. Now 4-3 game. Hillers with a chance to go out on top with a bucket here. Working left to right across your screen in their home white jerseys. Flanagan feeds it over to Davies. Around the perimeter they go. Up for 3. Dacey, and she knocks it down. A nice 3 there for the sophomore Dacey. She has 5 points already. Up for the shot, no good. And the Hillers have it. Quick break, Kane down the lane, off the window and in. Hillers starting to tip the momentum in their favor just a bit as Williamson works up the floor. Along the far side. And she'll feed it over to Copeland, and as Copeland drives in, we get a foul. It's going to be against Medway, an offensive foul there. They'll get Copeland with her first, team fourth. And Medway will make a number of substitutions. Davies taking it up for the Hillers. And off the hand of Dacey, out of bounds it goes. I think Medway might have got the last touch, and they did. I believe it was Condon getting a hand in there. Davies feeds it over to the short corner to Kane, and now past the left block to Bruce. Up for the shot, no good. And the rebound collected by Chioppa. Condon tried to feed the block to Chioppa, and it went off of her and out of play. Hillers ball. Davies with possession. Feeds it over to the wing. Around the perimeter they go. Back to Davies now, underneath. Up and in, Kelsey McCoy. Nice lay-in there by McCoy in the right place at the right time. And we have a foul here. It's going to be against the Hillers. That'll be their second. They get Emma Dacey with the contact. Condon on the entry. And a foul along the sideline. Or actually, no, we get a jump ball call here. DC getting wrapped up with Condon. We'll do it again. Feeds it in. Here goes Copeland. A nice pass to the block. Up and in. Chioppa. That's her second field goal of the game. Hiller's trying to respond. Kane draws a foul. Caroline Kane, a freshman, was on the varsity team for a handful of games as well. And I'm sure you'll certainly see a lot of her on the varsity team throughout the next few years. This is the first of two. Already 3 points for Kane. Let's see if she can make it 4. No good, but a Hillers rebound. Nice feed to the right block. And no good on that shot is McCoy. Medway has it. White trying to work up the court. And away to freshman. Ooh, lost it there. Able to pick it up. Something fell out on the court. Oh, it was a mask. She lost her mask. Well, we haven't seen too many mask follies so far this season, but occasionally you'd have to imagine they do indeed get in the way. Over to the wing to Condon. Try to feed it to the corner. Running out of time on the shot clock. Condon launches a three. No good. But we have a foul. And it looks like Condon is heading to the line for 3. They get Dacey with her second. She hits the first. No good on the second. And now the third free throw opportunity for the freshman. And she hits. 2 out of 3 for Delaney Condon. 10-8 Hillers lead. Minute left to play in this first quarter. Flanagan feeds it back. Up top, that's McCoy. Now over to Flanagan. Driving in, up for the shot, no good. Medway rebound. Pulled down by Delaney Condon. Up and no good there. Loose ball along the baseline. Out of bounds it goes. It'll be Hiller's ball. Good effort by Chioppa, but unable to keep it in. Flanagan feeds it over to McLean. Now back to the point to McCoy, driving in. McCoy, long two, no good. Bats it in the air, loose ball. McCoy comes up with it, up for the shot. And it was waved off, but there was a foul. We'll get Annabella DeLuca with Medway's 6th foul. So they'll have to be a little careful in the second quarter. Feeds it back to McLean. Now Flanagan. Driving the lane, double dribble. Shot clock is off with 17 seconds left in the quarter. Full court pressure by the Hillers. White up the far side. Launches it to Van Son. Now driving in, Condon. And she's blocked, and then it is knocked out of bounds off a Hiller. And there is 0.1 seconds left on the clock, so they're not even going to have really time to get a shot off here. Literally just have to pretty much bat it to the hoop right away, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. After one, it is Hopkinton 10, Medway 8. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers JV Girls Basketball on HCAM. And we are ready for the second quarter. A 10-8 Hillers lead over Medway in this JV matchup. And the Hillers have it to start off the quarter. 3 attempt, no good. Davies misses on that shot, and Medway has it. Over the elbow to Whittam, kicks it back out. Driving baseline, missed shot there by Tompkins, and the ball's batted around. And now a long shot there by Copeland, no good from up top. Hiller's ball. Your scoring so far, Emma Dacey with 5, Kelsey McCoy with 2, Caroline Kane with 3. For Medway, Ellie Copeland with 2, Zoe Chiopa with 4, and Delaney Condon with 2. Underneath, kicking it out, Shelby Jones. Over to the wing, Flanagan. Davies driving in, and we have a foul. It's team 7th for Medway. You get Abby Whittam with that foul. 2 free throws here, and she hits the first. On the second, count it. Pillard on the entry. Full court pressure once again by the Hillers. Copeland over to the near side of Condon. Now to Tompkins, driving in. Off the bottom of the net she goes, but it is collected by Pillard. Condon feeds it in. Around the defender, no good on the shot is Whittam. Hillers have it. Jones able to collect, and now her mask falls off. It might have broke. She's going to have to go to the sideline and get a new mask. And they'll put in a substitute while she gets the mask situation figured out. Flanagan with possession. Underneath, off the hand of Bruce and out of play. Medway ball. Pillard on the inbound. Here goes Copeland. No good on the shot. Jones trying to collect, but cutting her off was Whittam. Pass up top to Pillard. Gets it to Condon. Good feet underneath, but missing the shot is Whittam. Hiller's ball. And now a battle for the ball along the short corner, and we'll get a jump ball call. Flanagan getting wrapped up with Pillard. Pillard trying to work up the far side, and she gets tangled up with Davies for a jump ball call. Flanagan on the entry to Davies. And up the far side comes Pillard as she's able to knock it away. Around the defender, and a good block there by Kane. Kane feeds it over to Bruce. Out of the left block to Flanagan, kicks it out up top, over to Davies. And now underneath once again, and drawing the foul is going to be Shelby Jones. That'll be the second foul on Whittam. Team 8th. 2 free throws here. First of 2, got it. Nice bank shot there by Shelby Jones. I think the easiest way, in my opinion, to hit a free throw is bank it right off the glass. Aim for the square. And she'll swish this one. That's not a bad way to hit free throws either. Pillard on the inbound. Condon takes it up. Feeds it over to Tompkins. Up for 3. Air ball there. Collected by Flanagan. Here comes Hopkinton. Certainly seen a lot of potential on this JV team. Put back by Jones. Count it. Good follow through by Shelby Jones. And I think the sophomore Shelby Jones is a player you'll see at the varsity level at some point, perhaps next year. Up for 3, no good, Caveney. Rebound there by Dacey. Davies trying to feed it over to Jones. It's knocked away, loose ball, picked up by Kane. She scoops it back to Davies. And now Flanagan draws some body contact, trying to haul in that pass. And she's going to head to the line for a 1-and-1. They'll get Meg Tompkins with her second. Bethel Flanagan, a freshman. Shooting guard on the Hillers team. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Hopkinton hitting their free throws nicely so far today. They are 5 for 5 in this quarter. Overall 6 for 9. No good there, but we had a moving violation on Medway, so she's going to get a redo. No good, Medway ball. And Caveney unable to stay in bounds there. Hillers will have it. Hopkinton leading by 9, 4:45 left to go in the second quarter. Dacey driving down, up for the shot, no good. Putback is no good. Shelby Jones pulls it down once again, kicks it out. Davies up for the shot, count it. The Hillers doing a nice job in the low post, especially on the offensive end. Down the lane goes Condon, she'll draw a foul. We'll get Caroline Kane with her first. First of 2 is good. It's the first point of the quarter for Medway. Second of 2, no good, but it's a Medway rebound. 3 attempt, and it falls through. Elena Van Son knocks it down. It was a good rebound by Lily Williamson in that sequence. Dacey feeds it out to McCoy. Out of the corner to Jones. Up to Kane, driving in through the defenders, draws the foul. It's double bonus time for the Hillers, but this would have been a shooting foul anyway. We get Megan Caveney with her first. First of 2, no good. Kane on the second. No. Here comes Williamson. Feeds it out to Condon. Back to Williamson. Up to Condon now. Vanson feeds the short corner to Caveney. Condon driving down, up for the shot, count it. Banks it in. Up and no good there. Grabbing her own rebound, however, as Dacey kicks it out. And Davies launched the long 2, no good. Here comes Medway. Condon with possession. Mustangs quietly closing the gap. It's now a 5-point game. Caveney dribbled out of bounds. Hillers ball. We'll have a timeout call by Coach Gaudette. A 19-14 Hillers lead. Don't forget, coming up this weekend on HCAM, a double dose of Hillers girls hockey as they close out their season. We'll have action on Saturday at 5:40 p.m. and the game Sunday at 3:40. And you can catch both of those games on the HCAM Ed channel, as well as our YouTube live stream, youtube.com/HCAMTV. On Saturday, the girls will be taking on Westwood. That's the 5:40 p.m. game. And then on Sunday, they'll take on Medway at 3:40 p.m. over at the New England Sports Center. Nothing like a couple of hockey games here in the final weekend of the winter sports season. There will be games next week during vacation week, and who knows, maybe they'll add some games. But right now, there are scheduled games for Tuesday afternoon. We're supposed to have some boys basketball. Freshmen at 3:30, JV at 5, varsity at 6:30. But, of course, snow could be an issue next week, so we'll certainly keep you updated. Up for the 2, no good there is Dacey. And it's a Medway rebound, able to collect Copeland. Copeland driving down, up with the right hand, no good. Batted in the air, loose ball, picked up by Chiopa, and she draws the foul. It'll be a Medway inbound. Condon will put it into play. Copeland driving in off the glass, no good. Loose ball, and Copeland gets to it. Kicks it out now to Condon. Underneath, batted in the air, pulled down by Pillard. Feeds it over to Condon. Driving down, up with the right hand, no good. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Hiller's ball. Coy into Davies. Feeds it over Davies, and what do we have here? Looks like we have a foul. They're going to get Ellie Copeland with her second. Double bonus for the Hillers. McCoy on the first of 2, no good. Second of 2, no good. What are they giving her another one? I guess it's 3 for McCoy. And she hits the third. I don't know if there was some kind of violation on the first shot on Medway. I know the Medway coach, Megan Keohane, didn't look too happy. In any case, a 20-14 game. And losing the ball now is Copeland. Hillers will have it. Can maintain the dribble along the baseline. Well, these games between Hopkinton and Medway, they should certainly be pretty close games that go back and forth, as these two teams typically do. Knocking down a 3 is Elena Davies. A big-time bucket there for the freshman. Williamson trying to respond, no good. And the rebound collected by McLean. Here comes Dacey. Feeds it over. McCoy to the block to Kane. Around the horn they go, and now for 3, Davies. That's no good. Batted around out of play, and Medway ball. 1:09 left to go in the first half. A 23-14 Hillers lead. Pillard into White. Full court pressure as expected by the Hillers. And we have a foul. Or timeout, rather. It's going to be a timeout call. No foul there. Yeah, smart timeout by Medway. I think they had to talk about where to go with it. They were having trouble trying to work their way towards the interior. 58.6 seconds left to go in the first half. 23-14 Hillers lead. And don't forget, double dose of hockey, girls hockey this weekend. Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Co-op taking on Westwood Saturday at 5:40 p.m. and Medway on Sunday at 3:40 p.m. And then next week, as of right now, our last scheduled games for the winter are against Ashland on Tuesday. And since it's school vacation, these will be afternoon games. The freshman team playing at 11 a.m., followed by JV at 12:30, varsity at 2 p.m. But snow could have something to say about that, so we'll have to wait and see. Medway off the timeout. Pillard feeds it over to White. Back out down to Condon. Trying to get it into Chioppa, stolen away. Caroline Kane feeds it up. Davies on a quick break off the glass and in. Elena Davies making it happen. She's had a great quarter, 9 points in the quarter for Davies. Feeds it underneath, up and in, plus the foul goes Zoe Chioppa. And one opportunity here with 31.7 seconds left. No good. Medway rebound. Up from the block and called for a travel as Amanda White. Hiller's ball. Davies takes it up. Shot clock is off. Coy back to Davies. Feeds it to Jones. Up for the shot. No good there is McLean. Medway has it. Nice pass up over to White, and she's called for a travel. One step too many there. So the Hillers will have the entry with 9.8 seconds left. They have to work quickly here. Feeds it over to Kane, back to Davies, driving the lane, and was trying to get it over the defender and just could not. And we will head in to the halftime break with the score of Hopkinton 25, Medway 16. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Girls JV Basketball on HCAM. And we are ready for the third quarter. 25-16 Hillers lead. Medway will have possession to start things off here in the second half. Ellie Copeland on the entry. Goes into Condon. Medway working left to right across your screen for this half. Copeland driving down, up with the right hand, no good. And the Hillers have it, collected by Davies. Davies on a quick break to the bucket, off the window, no good. Loose ball, and it is signaled out of bounds. Medway ball. Condon on the entry. Copeland takes it up. Trying to feed it over, and it's stolen away. Quick break, Kane. And she lost it. Picked up by Jones, and she's able to feed it up, and now Flanagan takes it in. Up for the lay-in, no good. Put back, count it. Shelby Jones with the follow-through. First half points for the Hillers, who's Emma Dacey with 5, Bethel Flanagan with 1, Elena Davies with 9, Kelsey McCoy with 2, Caroline Kane with 4, Shelby Jones with 4. As Medway working in their offensive zone, and we have a foul. It's going to be against the Hillers. They'll get Shelby Jones with her first. For Medway in the first half, Ellie Copeland with 2, Zoe Chiopa with 6, Elena Van Son with 3, Delaney Condon with 5. Pillard trying to keep it in and unable to control that pass. Hillers ball. Elena Davies takes it up. Kane up for the shot. Off the glass and in. It's now 6 points on the night for Caroline Kane. Working up the floor, Copeland. Up for the shot, and no good there is Chiopa. Rebound, Williamson. Over to Chiopa, up, no good. And we have a foul against the Hillers. We get Shelby Jones with her second. Team second as well for the second half. Condon on the entry. Feeds it over to Pillard, long two, no good. Rebound, Williamson. And it's stripped away. Getting the hand in there was Bethel Flanagan. Now a battle for it. And it is picked up by Condon in Medway. Condon driving down. Up for the shot, no good. Rebound, Dacey. And now it's knocked out of her grasp. Another battle here on the floor. Over to the near side, keeping it in is Williamson. Or did she? No, out of bounds it goes. Good hustle by both teams there. Flanagan into Davies. Flanagan tripped up. That's going to be a foul. Certainly looked accidental, didn't look intentional, but you'll get called for a trip like that. It'll be against Pillard. That's her second. Team first for Medway. Davies into Dacey. Kane feeds it over to Bruce. And now the kick out to Davies, up for the shot. No good. And it's pulled down by Chiopa and Medway. Here comes Copeland. Feeds it over to Pillard, and we have a travel. Hillers ball. Davies over to Kane. And Dacey stepped out. Medway ball. Condon on the entry, over to Williamson. Working up the floor, and she got wrapped up with Davies. Good hustle there by Elena Davies. Possession arrow in favor of the Hillers as McCoy inbounds to Davies. Kane. Back to Davies. And no one there for Davies underneath, but it did go out of play off of Tompkins. Davies on the entry. Feeds it to Dacey. Surrounded by defenders, and we get a jump ball call as she gets wrapped up with Copeland. Medway will have the inbound. Copeland takes it down, up from the block and in. Nice drive down by Ellie Copeland. It's her second field goal of the game. An 11-point Hillers lead, 4:38 and counting left to go in the third quarter. Up for three, and good is Emma Dacey. Her second three bucket of the game. She has 8 points overall. And Son gets it over to Copeland. Now along the wing. Good block there by Dacey on the attempted shot by White. Medway maintains possession. Copeland up for the long two, no good. Putback is no good, but draws a foul. Meg Tompkins in the right place at the right time for the follow through. She's at the line for a pair. Get Alexis Bruce with the foul. First of two, count it. Second of two, no good. And the Hillers have it, collected by Dacey. Here goes Dacey down the lane, and as she goes up, draws some contact. Or actually, they're going to get her with the charge there. So they get Dacey with her third. Team fourth for the Hillers. Full court pressure off the entry. Stolen away by Kane. And as she works her way back to the bucket, looks like we'll have a moving violation. Working her way up court, Meg Tompkins. She'll launch the three, no good, a little wide. And we get a jump ball as Dacey got wrapped up with White. Hillers ball. Varsity team starting to trickle in. We'll be in action next. Starting at about 6:30 against Medway. As we have a foul here, they're going to get Elena Van Son with her first. McCoy on the entry to Dacey. Flanagan. And she's called for a double dribble. Tompkins, feeds it over. Copeland driving in, draws a foul. First of two for Tompkins, no good. Not quite sure who they got with that foul. Scoreboard has a 4 up there, but there is no 4. Second of two. No good. Medway maintains possession. Good rebound and shot there by Witham, but a little off the mark. Here comes the Hillers. Driving in, up and in with the left hand goes Kelsey McCoy. It'll be a Hillers inbound. I think we got a moving violation against Medway. Give the Hillers right back the ball. Davies feeds it over. Here goes Flanagan. Kane, now Dacey. Around the perimeter they go, driving in. Davies down the lane, up for the shot, no good. And Medway comes up with it, but surrounded by defenders is White, and she'll get wrapped up. Timeout call by the Mustangs, smart timeout call there. 2:49 left to go in the third quarter. It's been a good quarter for the Hillers, who lead at 34-19. They've outscored Medway 9-3 in this third quarter. Mustangs just struggling from the floor. And the Hillers defending the interior very well. And they've been quite dominant in the low post as well. Tom Nappy on the call. Matt Clark running tech for today. Happy to bring you these Hillers games all winter season long. And of course, in the very near future, we'll be starting up the Fall 2 season. And during that season, we'll have some Hillers football for you. And we'll have girls volleyball. And we're going to bring you all the girls volleyball games, freshman, JV, and varsity. And any other sport we could possibly bring you. Actually, I believe swimming may be competing in the Fall 2 season as well. And don't forget, each and every Wednesday at 3 p.m., you can catch HCAM Sports Talk Live for the latest on local sports. Talk a bit of high school on there, some college, professional, a little bit of everything. Tune in, HCAM Sports Talk, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Van Son takes it down, feeds it over to Tompkins. Long two, got it. Nice bucket there by Tompkins to make it a 13-point game. Kane trying to get it up top, and now it's stolen away by Copeland. She'll take it down, coast to coast, and in goes Copeland. Nice 4-0 run off the timeout for Medway. Kane to McLean, up, off the glass, and in. Back and forth we go. There goes Copeland. Feeds it over to White. White struggling with it a little bit, and she'll get wrapped up with Davies for the jump ball. Medway inbound. Williamson into Condon. Driving down, up with the underhand shot, no good, and the putback is good by Chioppa. So Chioppa with a nice follow through. It's back to an 11-point game. Kane feeds it over to Dacey. Long two, no good there, and a rebound by DeLuca. DeLuca feeds it across to Caveney, make that Williamson. Driving down the lane, up and in with the right hand goes Williamson. Good finish there by the freshman. Medway really starting to pick it up from the field. They had 3 points for about the first 5 minutes of this quarter. And we're going to have a foul here against the Mustangs as Davies drives down. We get Zoe Chiopa with her second. Lena Davies at the line trying to add on to her 9 points. Make it 10. Second of 2. Air ball out of play. Medway will have it with 1:06 left to go in the third quarter. Laney Condon on the entry. Williamson feeds it over. Caveney. Backcourt violation. Flanagan into Davies. Taking it in, Kane. And now coming across, Flanagan up for the shot, no good. Grabs her own rebound, kicks it out over to Davies. Davies gonna drive down. Kane up for the shot, no. And out of bounds it goes. Who got the last touch? It was Medway. Official calls it out on DeLuca. Hillers have the inbound, 34.6 seconds left in the third quarter. Dacey on the entry. Kane down the lane and called for the travel. One step too many there. She was hoping for the contact call. Condon feeds it into Williamson. Here goes Condon now. On the pick and roll. And we have a push. They're going to get Elena Davies with her second. Team 6th for the Hillers, so they'll have to be careful for the remainder of this game. Up and in goes Chiopa. So Chiopa with 10 points. 7 seconds left on the clock. Hillers have to work quickly. Flanagan feeds it to Davies. Now Kane down the lane. It's taken away. And that'll do it for the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, it's Hopkinton Hillers 37, Medway 29. The final 8 minutes coming up next on HCAM. And we are ready for the fourth quarter. Final 8 minutes of regulation here between Hopkinton and Medway. And as expected, it's been a good one. Some back and forth momentum shifts. An 8-point lead for the Hillers as we start this fourth quarter. That one's swatted down over the short corner with authority by Condon. And Condon's going to come up with it. Pass up over to Copeland to the bucket, no good. Follow through is no good. And it was batted to Flanagan, who was out of bounds. She had that back foot out of bounds, so Medway will have the entry. And we're going to get a timeout call by the Mustangs. Coach Keohane wants to make sure she starts things off on the right foot offensively. That was a good turnover there by Medway. Both teams have played very well in the low post. Great hustle on both sides. And it's certainly been a fun game between these two teams who I think have many varsity stars in the making. If you think about the Hillers girls varsity team, they'll be losing 5 seniors heading into next year, and certainly some good candidates to replace those 5 seniors who will depart after this season. And of course, we'll have the varsity game coming up at about 6:30. It's always an exciting matchup when Hopkinton and Medway meet up. Delaney Condon on the entry off the timeout. Up top she goes, the Pillard. Feeds it in Chioppa. Kick out to Copeland. Up for 3, no good. Batted in the air, loose ball, collected by Dacey. Davies takes it up. Feeds it over to Flanagan, now to the corner to Dacey. Back up towards Flanagan, and she draws a little push from Condon. It'll be the team 4th for Medway as they get Condon with her first. Davies the cane, out of the corner. And that's punched out of the air by Condon. Now a number of players get tangled up along the elbow. It'll be a jump ball in favor of Medway. Well, Mustangs know they got to create turnovers if they want to get back into this game. And they are certainly rushing to the ball. Copeland. Double dribble. She didn't know where to go with it there, and I think tried to sneak one by. She was hoping that the defender would touch it so she could dribble once again. Along the far sideline, Kane gets it up to Davies. Flanagan over to the corner to Dacey. Driving down Jones off the glass, no good. Batted in the air, and it's handled by Chioppa. Here comes Medway. Driving in, Copeland feeds it out, and knocking down the 3, Meg Tompkins. Actually, they're going to give her a long 2 on that one. Her front foot was just on the line. A 6-point game. Dacey feeds it up. Flanagan driving down, some body contact there. She went up for the shot with Tompkins. She's heading to the line for a pair. That'll be the 3rd foul on Meg Tompkins. First of 2, count it. Second of 2 now for Flanagan. Got it. And Copeland lost it, able to pick it back up. And she's called for the double dribble. Hiller's ball. Along the far side and knocked out of the grasp of Kane and out of play. Dacey on the entry. Into Davies she goes. And now it's going to be ripped away. Good steal there by Pillard, and here comes Medway. Condon to the bucket, and she'll draw a foul. And they're going to get Shelby Jones. That's her 4th foul. So she'll have to be careful throughout the remainder of this game. Delaney Condon at the line for a 1-and-1. And she hits the front end. Big time free throw there. And she hits them both. Here comes the Hillers. Swatted out of play off of Copeland. On the entry, Davies to the corner to Flanagan. Davies kicks it over to Dacey, up for 3, and she knocks it down. There was a foul. Did they wave off the shot is the question. They did give her the shot, which is great. So a 3-point bucket by Dacey, and now an and-one opportunity. And they got Delaney Condon with her 2nd foul. On the and-one, she hits. How about that? A 4-point play for the Hillers. A 4-point possession. Tompkins over the far side, taking it down. Copeland. Condon gets it in to Chioppa, up for the shot, no good. Along the baseline, Chioppa comes up with it, and now she tries to put it in. We have a foul. Team 8th by the Hillers. So Chioppa at the line for a pair, the freshman. And that was against Shelby Jones, so that is going to be the end of the day for her as she is fouled out. First of 2, no good. Second of 2, no good. And the Hillers have it, collected by Kane. Great feed, and Dacey can't finish, but it is a rebound by Davies, who kicks it out to Kane. Around the perimeter they go, over to the corner. Flanagan for 3, that's no good. And it's pulled down. No good on that first shot by Bruce. We're on the follow-through. Hillers maintaining possession. And what a dominant sequence that was in the low post for Hopkinton. Kane heading to the line. Team 7th on Medway. Look at Lily Williamson with her 2nd. Front end of the 1-and-1, no good, but it's a Hillers rebound. And driving down is Kane. Ball knocked out of bounds, but she did. There might have been a little contact there, but it's Hillers' ball anyway. Kane tries to take it in. That's knocked out of bounds off of Kane. Medway ball. 10-point game. Favor the Hillers. 4:45 left to go. Condon takes it up. And it was knocked away by Kane, and Kane and Condon got a little tangled up, and we have a foul in the process. And it's going to be against Condon. That's her third. So a 1-and-1 here for the Hillers. And she hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Alexis Bruce at the line. On the back end, no good. Swatted out of bounds. Who was it out on? It's going to be called out on the Hillers. Medway ball. And we'll get a timeout call here by the Hillers. Hopkinton is up 44-33. They've outscored Medway so far in this fourth quarter, 7-4. And what a fast-paced quarter it has been. A lot of great turnovers by both these teams. And the rebounding has been tremendous on both sides. Great hustle in this game. It's been a fun one. And still plenty of time for Medway to get back into this game. Once they get going from the field, they could score quick. But if Hillers keep defending as well as they are, it'll be a tall task for the Mustangs. Don't forget, we have Hillers girls hockey this weekend, Saturday, 5:40 p.m. game against Westwood. Then on Sunday, a 3:40 p.m. face-off against Medway. As Hiller girls hockey will finish up their winter season. Off the timeout, Medway ball. Here comes the Mustangs. And trying to find Williamson was Copeland, a little over her head, but Hiller did get the last touch. And a nice feed over to Chioppa, up for the shot, no good. Pulls down her own rebound, puts it back. No good, but a foul is called. So Chioppa at the line. First of two, no good. Second of two. No good there. And it was a good rebound there by Copeland, but nowhere to go with it. Hiller's ball. Davies feeds it over to Flanagan. Kane kicks it out to the corner to Dacey. If you're the Hillers, you do want to burn a little time off the clock. You don't need to rush too much. Obviously, you'll likely need to make a few more shots to hang on in this one, but take time on your possessions. And don't shoot until you have a good open opportunity. Kane feeds it back, and up for the shot. No good is Flanagan, and then it ends up out of bounds. It did go off of Tompkins. Hillers will have the entry. Dacey on the inbound, goes to the corner to Flanagan. Surrounded by defenders, gets it back up to Dacey, but on the bounce pass, she bounced out of play. Condon on the inbound. Medway could certainly use a bucket here to stay in this game. And now it's stolen away. Good steal there by Flanagan. Pass up by Davies, over to Kane. Now to Dacey for three. No good, air ball. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Hiller's ball. Or excuse me, Medway ball. Into Copeland, now back to Condon. Williamson feeds it over. Driving in Copeland, she'll kick it out. Up for three, and no good there is Condon. Battle for the ball underneath, and we get a push. It'll be against Medway. This is going to send the Hillers to the line. Emma Dacey to the line for a 1-and-1. Foul against Ellie Copeland. That's her third, team ninth. Both teams with 9 fouls. No good on the front end. Medway has it. Rebound by Chioppa, who's been a rebounding machine in this one. Into the paint, off the glass. No good is Tompkins. Ball ends up out of bounds. Hiller's ball. Flanagan on the entry to Davies. Feeds it over to Kane. And nearly coming up with the steal is Tompkins, but she stepped out. On the entry, Flanagan. Just under 3 minutes left now. And Dacey had 2 defenders in front of her along the sideline, and a smart timeout call there by Coach Channy Gaudette. 2:35 left to go. It's been a good battle between Hopkinton and Medway in this JV matchup. 44-33 Hillers lead. The varsity teams are here. They're ready to play next. And we're certainly expecting a good battle between them as well. It's certainly a bright future for Hopkinton and Medway varsity girls basketball. And Medway, they're a young team at the varsity level as well. They'll only lose 2 seniors after this season. Lauren Beach and Jillian Wright. Lauren Beach has been a tremendous player for Medway. They'll certainly miss her next year, but they have some good talent working their way up through the ranks here at the JV level. Off the timeout, it'll be Hiller's ball. Tom Nappy, Matt Clark, happy to bring you Hillers girls basketball on this Friday night. Typically it would be pretty packed and loud in here, but of course with fan limitations this year, not so much, but always a great atmosphere between the parents cheering and the benches. Up for three. No good by Davies. Medway has it. Pulled down by Chioppa. Condon feeds it to the wing. No good on the three as Williamson grabs her own rebound in the corner. Up to Tompkins, long two, no good. Chioppa with the rebound, and we get a jump ball call. She got wrapped up with Bruce. It'll be Hiller's ball. 2:05 left to go. Medway running out of time. And that was knocked out of bounds. Mustangs will have the entry. Condon feeds it over to Williamson. Errant pass in the direction of Chioppa. Flanagan on the inbound. Here comes the Hillers. Davies kicks it over to Kane. And she stepped out. Tried to maintain control, but just stepped out. And Medway is going to take some time. 44-33, Hillers leading. 1:46 left to go. Medway needs to get some quick points on the board if they want to get back into this game. It's been a good team effort by the Hillers today. They have 8 different point scores, which is certainly impressive. Oh, and that is just about everybody on the roster. 8 of the 9 players on the roster have scored for the Hillers. Medway's had a pretty good team effort as well. They have 6 different point scorers. And actually, the only player that has not scored for the Hillers is unavailable tonight. So everyone who's active has put in some points for the Hillers. Pretty impressive. Can Hopkinton hang on? Let's find out. Copeland. Long two, no good. And it's handled by Davies. Did she step out? She didn't, but she was called for the travel. I think she had a little extra step trying to avoid stepping over the baseline. Condon on the inbound to Copeland. And we get a push. Will be against the Hillers, and this is going to be a double bonus situation for Medway. It was on Emma Dacey. That's her 4th. Copeland on the first of 2, no good. Only 1 field goal in the quarter for Medway. They've really struggled from the field. They were struggling from the field for much of the third quarter, but really picked it up towards the end. On the second of 2, no good. And as Bruce pulled it down, she drew a push. So she is going to head to the line for a pair. 3rd foul on Lily Williamson, both teams with 10 fouls. First of 2, no good. She's 1 for 3 from the line. Second of 2, no good there. Rebound, Chioppa. Here comes Medway. Up Up top, Williamson. Driving in, no good. And out of play it goes. Hiller's ball. Well, if you're Hopkinton, take that time off the clock, but you know Medway's going to press here and likely foul. We'll see if they foul. It might be too little too late at this point for them, so yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be aggressive enforcing the foul here as the Hillers up by 11. Flanagan to Davies, down to Kane and to the corner, up for three. No good, Dacey. Just under a minute left to go. Copeland feeds it over to Tompkins along the baseline, no good, but she drew contact. We'll get Alexis Bruce with her third foul. Tompkins hits the first of two. Well, barring some kind of miraculous comeback by Medway, it's looking like it's going to be another good win for this Hillers JV team. Davies. Double dribble. Medway ball. On the entry, White. Feeds it over to Whittam. Up for the shot, no good. And it is pulled down by McLean. And here comes the Hillers trying to work it up the floor. Davies to the bucket. Why not? Off the glass and in. Wide open opportunity. You got to take advantage of that. White. And Medway just playing for pride at this point. Knocked out of play. And we'll have a timeout with 9 seconds. Not quite sure why, but maybe draw something up for one last moment of glory. And a good all-around team effort by the Hillers in this one. And they hit well from the field. Shooting was good tonight. The rebounding was sensational. And their aggressive press certainly drew up some turnovers. .1 seconds left. And let's see what Medway has drawn up here. They're likely going to go for a three. And there it is. And it's blocked. Up and in goes Whittam. And that is going to do it. The Hillers going to come away with the win. 46-36 is going to be the final. A great team win by the Hillers. Let's take a look at the scoring totals. We'll start off with Medway. Ellie Copeland had 6 points. Lily Williamson with 2. Abby Whittam with 2. Zoe Chioppa led the way with 10 for the Mustangs. Elena Van Son with 3. Delaney Condon with 7. And Meg Tompkins with 6. For the Hopkinton Hillers, it was Emma Dacey with 12, Bethel Flanagan with 3, Julia McLean with 2, Elena Davies with 12, Kelsey McCoy with 4, Caroline Kane with 6, Shelby Jones with 6 points, and Alexis Bruce with 1. Elena Davies and Emma Dacey are players of the game as they were tied for the team lead with 12 points as the Hopkinton Hillers girls JV team takes down Medway by a final score of 46-36. For Matt Clark, I'm Tom Nappy. We thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Varsity Girls Basketball coming up next on HCAM.